Okay, so we have a survey of 59 families, and we've got PVRs, high definition TVs, and cell phones, right? And so we've got a Venn diagram. We know right away that the 59 is our universal, I hope at least. Let's fill in the rest. This is on page 21. Let's fill in the rest. So if you add up for P, that number, we add up all of these values. That'd be 20. For C, we add up all of these numbers, right? Every single number, that is 30. For H, we add up all of these numbers, that's 28. What's the 9 doing there? That's the outliers, okay? I have them here generally, but it's okay. As long as it's not on one of the sets, those are my outliers, okay? So I have it filled in as much as I can. Let's answer some questions. Okay. Let me zoom out a bit. I would like that diagram. N of P is 20. I don't know. I'm going to show the work. I'm going to show that I'm adding up these numbers here, okay? And that is that's 20. No, wait, 6554, 6554. Yeah, we're good. The meaning is families who own a PVR, right? Like if I need you to understand that if the question said 20 families own a PVR, that meant that's P outside there. C is 30. I'm going to show my work. 5 plus 4 plus 10 plus 11, and that is 30. Okay, that's families who own a cell phone. Okay, I'm just going to shorten it. I know that my key probably had more details. N of H, that would be 5 plus 4 plus 10, right? I'm adding up these three numbers up there, plus 9, and that is 28. 28 families own a TV. Okay, we're just going to say high definition TV. And here it probably gets a little trickier. Let me zoom out. I hope you can still see. Okay, let me zoom out because I want to have the diagram. Not H. Yeah. Go ahead. Not H, right? You understand that's not H. That's a couple ways you can do that. Do we know what H is? We do know, right? So one way is to go 59 minus H. Okay, so not H gives me 31. What does that represent? It's families who don't have, right, that don't have a high definition TV, okay? That's HD TV, sorry. That's what that represents, the 31. How could you do it visually? Like if you want to, you're looking up at the diagram, right? You cover up H and you add up everything that is not H, right? That's another way of doing it. I'm not going to show that work there. It's too much work. This one is the union of all. The union of all. So it's all three sets combined. So one way would be to add everything up. But since I have my universal, I'm just going to go universal minus outliers. I'm left with the union of all. So I'm going to go 59 minus 9. That's 50, right? So I have 50 families that fit that criteria. So I will write this down, union of all. Let me zoom in again. I try to have everything on there. I just can't. The union of all. Union is combining them all. Okay? Let me give you the or here. I need you to be okay with this one. Or. Do I have the diagram and the notes? Here. This is how I do my work. If I were to show work, I would cover one of the sets. So this is 20, right? This circle is 20. So I'll go 20 plus 10 plus 11 plus 10 plus 9. Plus 11 plus 10 plus 9. It saves you having to add up all of these individually, but then at least we understand, right, what your work is trying to tell us. Page 21. What does that mean? Families who have, watch this, at least one of the three. I'm going to highlight that. This is important because if the question tells you there's 50 people that are subscribed to at least one of these services, what they're telling you with this number, the 50, is that if you combine all three sets, it should add up to 50, okay guys? That might be the key to unlock a missing region. Okay, F. F is the intersection of all, right? So I will write this down, intersection of all. And that is the heart, right? That's the heart of the diagram. It's at the very center. I will argue that is the most important piece. Center of diagram. That's all I'm going to say for work. And so this is have all three. Families who have all three. Right? Those families, there's 4 families that have a PVR, a high definition TV, and a cell phone. Okay. Now it gets trickier. I want to have the diagram and the question on there. That's why I keep on zooming out. Okay. So what is this? Remember, the bar at the top is not that. Whatever is inside the brackets. So let's go find and. What's P and H? P and H would be this region right here, correct? Correct. You're awake. P and H is right there. You don't want that. So you cover that up and you add up everything around it. Okay? One way to do it is perhaps to go universal minus, subtract everything that is, subtract the 9, I would say, right? Subtract the 5 and the 4. So minus 5 minus 4. Okay, so that gives you 50 as well. Am I making sense? Okay. That's the one you were wondering about. Does that make sense? Okay. So whenever there's a knot, just let's think of what is it that we're knotting. Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense, but that's what I mean, right? What are we negating? We're negating this. Okay, let's find that and then take everything around it. Okay, so how would we translate this? Families without a PVR and a high definition TV. The emphasis on the and. And is that symbol right there is intersection. It's and, right? Okay, now I'm going to zoom in a little bit because what does this one? Remember, take away the bar. That'd be the union of all, right? All 3 sets. With the bar on top, it's not the union. So those are the outliers. This is a classic for outliers. So that is simply 9. Okay, so this is families who don't have any of the 3 services. Okay. Universal is 59. That would be all families surveyed. All families. Let me just give you the shortcut though. because you might have to find the universal, it's not just given. So watch what I do. What I normally do is, if I want to add up all the regions, I go 20, right? And then I go 11, 10, 9, and 9. That would give me the universal. Or you cover up the H, that's 28 already, then go 6, 5, 11, and 9. That would also give you the universal. So that's the quickest way of doing it, in my opinion. So I won't show you the work. Okay, let's go to 22. I'm going to introduce different notations there. Let's go to page 22, question 2. This one has no outliers because it says, assume all elements belong to at least one of the sets. No outliers. That is very important. I will give you a little bit of time. I don't know if you've done this. I want you to fill this in, but I'm going to add some more. So even if you did this, this will be new to you. On top of answering these ones here, and you just have to put a number down, you don't have to explain, I want you to find these numbers. Okay, so find me those numbers, find the numbers that are for all of these, A to K, and then the 3 that are remaining here. See if you know where you would find them. I'm going to try to walk you through it, and maybe if you made a mistake, just make a correction. That's all I need you to do. Okay, so for the universal, maybe what I will do before I do universal, this is just my instinct. If I have a bunch of numbers, I like to come up with that number outside that circle. So if you add up all these numbers, you get 34 here. If you add up all of these numbers, for R, you get 24. For S, you get 29. It just will make it a little bit easier. So for U, if I want to find what the universal is, I'll cover up, I'll take 29 already, right? And then just add 29, 18, 5, and 4. Okay, that adds up to 56. Remember, this one doesn't have an outlier, but if it had been there, if there had been an outlier, you would also want to add it here because it's the universal, it's everything, okay? NQ is already done. NQ naught, what do you do with the naughts, guys? I would like you to think of universal minus N of Q. Can you think of that whenever there's a naught? So basically, my universal, I determined it's 56, correct? So I'm going to go 56 minus 34, like minus Q. And that is 22. How else could you have done it? Well, just cover it up. If you have the diagram, just cover up Q and add up everything that is not Q. Right? So then you get it, you get the same answer. R and Q. Guys, pay close attention, right? R and Q, you got to forget about S. If I just talk about two sets, forget about the other set. Just hone in, lock in on those two. So R and Q, that would be 9 and 5. 9 and 5. So that's 16. N of S, we already have that. That's 29. $14. Thank you. Why? I have 14. I actually do. I just looked at the wrong. Not S. Yeah, just make up your excuses, right? We've heard it. We've heard it. 20. 56. Yeah, sorry. 56 minus 29. I just have to learn to read, right? 56 minus 29, that's 27, correct? Okay. And S and R, that's also 15. Not also, it is 15, because it's 9 and 6. Right, this is 14 now, this is 15. Did I get that right? Yeah? The union, watch this. I'm going to use a highlighter for this one because students, it's the third set that causes the problem. But don't focus on the third set. Just tell me what's the union between these two. So S union R, union, you want S union R. So don't worry about Q. Just make sure that everything in that, when you combine them, all of that is included, okay? So I will go, this is how I would show my work. This is 24, R is 24. So I know that it's 24 plus 2 and 12. So you're leaving a little bit of a trail and you show your work, right? So that's 38. Okay? S and Q, that's just the intersection of the two, right? The things that they share, that they have in common. S and Q is right here, so it'd be 2 and 9 combined. 2 plus 9, so that's 11. Okay? And watch this. You know what S intersect Q is? If you don't want that, I'm just going to take my universal and take away the 11, and that is 56. Why do I keep doing 59? There's no 59 here. I don't know why I keep doing that. 45. 45. Okay? N of R, I already know that. That's 24. Okay? And guys, just remember, if I ask you for N of R, just focus on R. You're like, what about the 5? It's part of Q as well, Mr. Dirksen. Yes, it's true, but it is part of R. The 9 is part of the other two. Doesn't matter. It's part of R, right? So you got to kind of focus in on what are they asking you for. Okay, last but not least, the new ones I introduced. This is Q and S, but not R. So that'd be Q and S would be the intersection, but you don't want R to be part of it, so it's just 2. R and S, but not Q, that's just the 6. Q and R, right? Q and R, but not S is just the 5. So maybe I will at least highlight one of them, right? Maybe the 2 here, and tell you that it's this region right here that we're interested in, right? So like if you see one of them, you should be able to recognize the other ones. Okay? Yeah. If you just put down the answer, that's fine. It's fine. I will not require you to show your work in these ones. So if it's just reading your diagram, put in the right number. I like if you show me your trail, but you don't have to. Unless I tell you show work, but I probably won't with these types. I'm going to leave 3. The key is up. If there's anything you're not sure about,